do you see as the largest obstacles in our way right now, actually cleaning things up?
As far as
Whatever.
well, number one, it's always going to be politics. There's always the political issue that's there, and the pandemic really threw a huge wrench in certain things. Obviously, keeping people contained and where you can look out for them as best you can as a city is exactly what I'm sure the mayor's office and others are trying to do. But there is a byproduct, and we are dealing with a lot of that byproduct. And a lot of that byproduct existed even before the pandemic had set in. The only other issue that I can see is, obviously there's police staffing and numbers. We can't be everywhere all at once to take care of a city this size with the numbers that we have. That's just straight out. That's period in. It's going to take us a while to get us to where we need to be. Other cities are boasting a presence of police officers way beyond the Seattle Police. We would like to get there. As you can recall, a lot of the platforms of our city leaders were to go out and recruit. But as the pandemic set in, budgets got cut, and then all of a sudden the budget is shrinking. And there's a lot of other issues as well. But we're hoping to build those numbers back so we can give our various, not just the ID, but our various communities the police resources that they richly deserve.
Captain, how long do you think, or do you foresee that you get back into the norm of your numbers?
We are down quite a bit right now. A lot of it through natural attrition. A lot of folks in my age bracket and time are retiring, 30, 35 years plus. What we're trying to do is retain more, retain younger. Some of those individuals obviously are disillusioned by obviously the events of past year, and they move on to different agencies or different career paths. We're trying feverishly right now to hold on to those people because basically that is folks that we have invested time in. Those are the folks that are going to carry on basically the legacy and the learnings of the old school police officers, and we can't lose that. We can't lose that. So just for them knowing that they have community groups and the Seattle at large basically is behind their police officers. There's a segment out there that doesn't want the police around for whatever reason, and that's great, but throughout history we know the necessity of having a strong law enforcement program anywhere from the beginning of time. So having said that, we're hoping to do better. Once we learn better, we have to do better on our own. As you know, there's officers that really shouldn't be officers, and we're taking strides to make sure that those individuals are found out, behaviors corrected, and if not, then they can seek a new career path, especially here for Seattle, because Seattle is very, very special. This is a different place, none like any other, especially up here. And I've traveled to a lot of different law enforcement agencies, and they are looking to us for a lot of the forefront, either in technology or the way we basically interact with our communities. We're pretty much the front runner in that. But, being the front runner, there's always room to grow, always. And our growth depends on the collaboration and partnership with our community members. That face-to-face, one-on-one. We have databases. We have forward-looking databases that our community can look on. Just go to the websites and you can see any and everything about your city, or pinpoint exactly where you live or operate and own businesses. There's a plethora of information out there. However, the best information that I would be able to have to pass on to my subordinates, my sergeants and lieutenants, is that face-to-face interaction. When we talk to certain store owners, they say, hey, look, this is exactly what we see. A lot of those things aren't captured in reports. A lot of those things aren't captured everywhere. So we hold strong credence in doing that and having that face-to-face collaboration. And Monica's position is going to aid us in that. That's going to be fantastic. We can't wait. We're excited.
I think people can't wait either.
Yes, yes. There are times that Sergeant Schrader will have his men here, aside from what the West Precinct. Now, our division is totally different in patrol than what the regular patrol division brings down here to bear. You have individuals that have specific beats in areas in which they work. Let's say a precinct might have a little over 100, 150 officers in it, but that doesn't mean all 150 are going to be here. They're all spread out throughout their precinct. We're an addendum, we're an extra. Trent and his group, they come out and give that extra patrolling. Some of the stuff that sometimes you don't see. And then we can report back out on the progress of exactly what's going on. That's why that face-to-face interaction is so important, because that kind of like covert action is going to get firsthand back to that sergeant, back to that lieutenant. And if there's certain asks of the community, we're able to take that, cut out the middle person, cut out that switchboard, cut out that phone tree. We're going straight to the source for a quicker resolution.
I'd like to